Good, good. Welcome to Satsang. You can hear me okay? Yeah, very good. So, who has some contemplation they'd wish to share with us this morning? Some inquiry in your meditation? Some observation you'd like to explore?
So it has started with a practice of paying particularly close attention to the thoughts, specifically thoughts that say I or me, and noticing, going to that thought and then noticing what precedes it or what comes after the I or the me, and then focusing in on that, the I or me, is proving to kind of facilitate a zooming out effect from that point of I, and then believe I'm sitting in the witness of it, and I'm no longer identifying. I'm realizing that whatever comes after the I or the me is not true.
Mm.
If it's something that I am claiming as an I or me statement, I'm then seeing it from a different view. I'm looking at it.
Mm.
So where this has led me is that zooming out, I'm then seeing the mind as, trying to find the right words, not separate from me, but I'm standing with distance in between myself and the mind.
Mm.
And then what that led me to is the inquiry about, well, the mind, it appears to be so small there. How can something so small be so strong and powerful? And what is the purpose of it, of the mind? Why? Why the mind? Why? From where I'm standing from now, where I'm able to look at it and see it, why even have it? And then remembering that you've said something in the past about the use of the intellect, and I'm wondering if you could speak to that a bit further.
Okay. Very good. Is I and me synonymous?
No.
You were saying I or me. Are they the same?
I think they can be, if it's a false sense of I, then it's me claiming to be I.
Mm. So me is object, right?
Yeah.
From the place of looking from me is also I. But looking from the place of I, it's not me, is it? Is it too subtle? me, let's say me is personality, ego, psyche, proprioceptive sense of embodied self, limited, separate, me. The most common sense is of a me-ness that calls itself I. This is ego identification, body identification, mind identification. Taking object to be subject. Taking object to be consciousness. That the source of I arises from me. But it isn't this way, is it? Because when you look from I, detached from, separate from me, from body, from mind, from ego, seeing these things as objects on the screen of your awareness, I sees me and says, not that. Right? So from the place of me, which is the common place of seeing, in this dimension, this yuga, from looking from and through me, it calls itself I. But the I sense is borrowed. Or maybe we could even say stolen. Identity theft. Me takes itself to be I, but it isn't. When you look from I sense, I am existence. Am, isness. I synonymous with isness. Existence. Sees the me, sees the ego, the body, the mind, as object. Not that. Okay? So this first. What can you say now?
What I was...
From this moment, now, in this moment, not from yesterday. Are you aware of this me-ness? As what?
Is it mind?
Me is mind. And you said before, I observe mind. As what? What observes mind?
I.
You do. It's the most natural thing, isn't it? I mean, a child could say this without hesitation. No contemplation necessary. Who sees? Well, I do. So, this me has a story. This story, this me, calls itself Krishna Priya. Who says?
Well, I do.
I do. So now it's already happening. This question about what is the proper, the highest use of intellect, of reasoning. And it is to know. The whole world, almost the whole world, identifies as the me, which is already an object on the screen of awareness. This me, borrowing the I sense, now objectifies all of the things in what it calls world. Object calls itself subject and objectifies the world. Object is already objectified. I have objectified myself, calls itself me. This isn't just some intellectual acrobatics. You see, we must know this. In order to navigate even a narrative, you must know who is the character, who is the author, what's the plot. So this is the most important inquiry. So me objectified now calls itself subject and objectifies the world and dissects all of the objects. This is called science. This is relationship. This is psychology. This is strategy for success. Strategy to avoid failure. Strategies of survival and strategies for thriving. If you don't know who you are and what is the world, how can you possibly have a winning strategy? If you don't know the rules of the game, how could you play effectively? So, this is using intellect in what I call the proper use of intellect, which is to dissect intellect itself, to come to know the mind, the habits of mind, the movement of mind, the patterns of perception, the patterns of understanding. You must know this to know myself, to know thyself. I'm reminded of the quote I only recently heard. I went searching for God and found only myself. I went searching for myself and found God. This is at the seed of neti neti. You see all the things in the world, all of the objects. And no, because I see them, I cannot be that. You look for one's self, and you see it. You see that this me is really nothing more than a collection of patterns. You must come to recognize the patterns. To know thyself is really simply pattern recognition. Who is this me? And when you see it, when you come to see it, and you come to realize that you are seeing it, it will also, maybe slowly, but it will also dawn that you also cannot be this me that you always thought you were. And you might wonder, who suffers? Whose ambition? Whose strategy? Whose fear? Who's afraid? What is this me? When you see the me, you must know in that moment, I sees. This me that calls itself self, it's identity theft. This I am that's so popular now to say, so many me's also saying it. I am means existence. Means existence, life. Means knowledge. Knowledge of the self. Know this, and all else will also be known. When the I is revealed, all else is revealed. It said, to know the one thing by which all things are known. Known, not learned, not studied, not dissected. No need to take notes or pass exams. No need for teacher, kind of. So this is using intellect, human, reflective intellect, for its highest purpose, which is to come to know thyself. This me, this ego, is nothing more than a collection of memories animated. A lattice of habits, of perception, habits of speech, habits of action. There's nothing to it. This is the matrix. It isn't some conspiracy. It is you that you think you are, but aren't in actuality. Ego is matrix. Ego makes the world what it perceives. Projects on the world, past through its limited lens of perception and interpretation of personal past, projects it on the world. Forgetting this, perceives the world doing to it. Come to this recognition directly in your own experience. Everything becomes lighter, dreamlike, eventually even heaven-like. See the me, know that what sees is I. Detach from me, attach to I, detach, attach. There is this process usually of back and forth, me, I, suffering, bliss. And you learn how to come back to I and increasingly reside in and abide in I. As I. Me continues, world continues, but as you say, zoomed out. Very much in the world, but not of it. Detached, but intimate, loving. Alive. Aliveness itself. Vibrance. Vibrance. Om. As I. So, this is the practice. I sees me. Me suffers. Identified as me, suffer honestly. No need to make such a fuss about it anymore. Even when you're caught up in the me, suffering, or the precursor to suffering, personal pleasure, take a step back into I. But as the me, identified as the me, cry and pray. But always know it's just a play. But the expression of the suffering, of the sadness, of the fear, with great care and responsibility for other and compassion for self, the expression of this is itself an unburdening of the me, an emptying. Seems a bit tricky. You see, because the aspiring Advaitin, non-dualist, will use intellect as aversion, denial. It won't work. A true Advaitin accepts all appearances, however unreal, to be. This is okay. But you see, this is not an articulation of a practice for tomorrow. This is for right now, where you sit. Maybe it starts with, is this nonsense? Is he completely full of it? It's a legitimate question. Is he insane? And then look for yourself. So now, now what do you say?
There's no problem. If I experience the movement, the shifts that you're speaking of back into the me, it's like the strengthening of the repetition of being an I. It's still present behind the experience of the me. So it's like this, the breadcrumbs are the safety line. The more that I experience I, the more that I can, as you say, suffer honestly and allow it to flow rather than attach to it and identify with it and get back to the true sense of I more quickly each time.
Okay, this is good. And you started as I, saying there is no problem. I became me very subtly, became an object speaking from past. Did you see it happen?
No,
You
but
see
I
it
do
now. Okay, so, but you see how sneaky me is.
Yes.
It snuck right up behind. Do you see it? And it's okay. There's no problem in it. But know This me sneaks up behind I, claims it. Over and over and over again. What now?
I noticed the habit or the tendency to feel frustrated by that, but also know that that again is the same me.
Good. Whose habit?
The habit of the personality of the me, the mind.
Who's frustrated?
Same. The mind, the me. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Right.
you see, this frustration pretends to be not the same thing. It pretends to be different than the behavior, than the me that is frustrating. Do you see? It's very subtle. Whose habit? To what does this habit belong? From where does it arise? Seeing this as I, no problem. Me is me, world is world. But who could be frustrated? Not I. So, the habit is, in appearance, the sense of being pulled into it, frustration. What is this vibration of frustration? Does it overtake I? Does I move into it and become frustrated? Who's frustrated? And is I perturbed by the one who is frustrated? Certainly not. Who's frustrated? Let her scream in a pillow and be done with it. There will come a point where the emptying has happened, by and large, proportionally empty. And the habit of evaluation, self-evaluation, comes with frustration, judgment. It lingers past its due date, past its shelf life, stale. this me sense, even being empty, can linger, just little echoes. And the me, the faint echoes of me, will sneak up behind the I, so to speak, of course, reclaim what doesn't belong to it. In truth, the experience of this me is a dissolving, a dissolution, evaporating, melting. Me doesn't survive contact with I. Detach, attach. Die daily. This is requisite for life. Your sense of aliveness as aliveness, intimate in aliveness, requires that you die to what is already dead, past. That in truth was never actually alive. You will hear it said from Advaitins, this me was never born. But it does die. You see, me is avidya, is ignorance, is what is called sin and misunderstood as some shame or something shameful. This is a topic for another time. Ignorance is never born, it is never real, but it does dissolve into vidya, knowing. I think it's absolutely marvelous. For myself, it was marvelous, continues to be so wondrous, that Advaita Vedanta is not different from the teachings of Jesus. Not different than the teachings of Buddha. Come to know the source and you will see all of the reflections are reflecting the same thing. Come back to the center, which is I, and you will see all of the facets, all of the reflections, all of the representations. In the world, acting in the world, compassionate and caring. Me and mine, gone. Love and service is all that will remain. And you will be happy, blissful. So this is why. Who doesn't want bliss? Hmm? It may be funny to hear, but the me does not want bliss. Hmm? Doesn't want it. And when it calls itself spiritual seeker, thinks that it's pursuing it. Me will not survive contact with bliss. Hmm? Me, let's just say it's a cocktail that the main ingredient is suffering. And in the absence of this suffering that it ascribes and calls meaning, this is where the fear arises. I think in a way we could say there's really no such thing as the fear of death. There's an aversion to discomfort, to pain, illness. And there's a fear of non-existence. But because we are, most of us, identified as body and mind, we think death is synonymous with non-existence. Even for the one who says, potentially, even for the one who says, I believe in the afterlife, in heaven. There is no heaven that isn't already right here. Also, no hell. That isn't already right here. What we see through this me, as a me, reveals where it's looking from. Like a giant mirror, exaggerated and animated, seeming to have a life of its own, infinitely complex, but still mirror, reflected light. Not source, not real. Maya, mirage, avidya, illusion. Free of me and mine, everything will clarify. One with jaundice sees the world as yellow. When the you comes to the place, however briefly, in experience, looking from I as I, would say, no problem. So, for each of us now, in this moment, are we looking from now? Are we reviewing past, examination of habits, of experiences through memory, and are we looking at it from now, or is the mind in past, observing past, lost? Lost in past, lost in future. What is found and not lost and was never lost is now. So in this moment, where are you looking from? And who's seeing? Does something move out of that to create a practice for tomorrow? Does something move out of that to formulate a teaching so that you can share this with somebody? Now you've lost the plot. Lost. When one comes to this I, no problem. The question may come with a lingering me sense, what will I do? What will I do? Don't answer. Don't even ponder. See, it's me asking. Problem solved? What if we didn't have a whole year ahead to become enlightened? What if we had only this 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and then the trick is to make it permanent. Do you have the experience of coming to this place and seeing everything is so obvious, so simple? Hardly merits the effort of speaking it. Hmm? Things like, what is true has never not been true. This truth that you're seeking is true now. You're already that. It already is that. Hmm? Already. No distance to travel. No sadhana. No revelation. What is true, and by true we mean eternally true, capital T, not relative, not subjective. Also, not objective. This truth has never once been not true. It is all-encompassing. Nothing exists outside of it. It is itself existence. And you yourself are that. Without limitation. No border, no boundary, no containment. True. Something so obvious as it is what it is. It isn't what it isn't. It has never been what it is not. There's no isn't-ness. Isness is ubiquitous. Nothing outside of it. And yet, the ego, the separate self, with its strategies, is always standing against it, saying, not this. Do you see the flaw in the strategy? To be in opposition to what is? This is why it is essential to come to know this one thing. All of the strategies of attraction and aversion, chasing pleasure and running from pain, casting right and wrong on our own selves and the world, in opposition to what is. Non-acceptance. If you see this, in this moment, if you see this, then resign. Right now, just resign. Resign from your strategies of problem solving. Of manipulating. Abandon self-improvement. Abandon world improvement. Whose mind is in full revolt right now? Who's thinking, well, now I just won't do anything? Why go to work? Why get out of bed? These are misunderstandings of the teaching, but so common. Nothing short of total acceptance. So, what's now? What now? What can you say?
Not very much.
Not very much. Not very much. And anyway, who could say? truth. The truth is one. Let's just for a moment imagine it like this. Truth is one without a second, not two. Not two. So imagine, it's a bit of a mental construct, and of course it's not accurate, but imagine all of existence as a circle, something that you can see the totality of. Nothing outside the circle is. And so, in order for there to be the appearance of two, the one must be divided. Fractured. Now one is two. And how to get to 10,000 or 1,000,000? One must be fragmented. You see? And the mind appears to be this way until it's not. The mind also is two. And reflective. Looks from both places. And then fragments even further, doesn't it? Stories within stories, narratives within narratives, drilling down, fragmenting. And somehow identifying with mind, lost in mind. All of these fragments in fluctuation. So hard to find the way back out, like a hall of moving mirrors. But if you can come to see this, contemplate this as a mental construct is all it is, to help us see, then you can see that all of the strategies for navigating are in this mind. Mind lost in itself, trying to navigate through itself. When you're lost as a child in a hall of mirrors, what to do? You sit still and cry for help. This is prayer. But you see, these fragments are only in appearance. And nothing is ever lost, nothing is ever fragmented, and the one has never not been that. So all of this navigating through the labyrinth of one's own experience, through one's own self, it seems necessary, I think, for a time. But when you come to see it for what it is, there is only to sit still. The funny thing about being lost in the labyrinth, so many dead ends, so many pitfalls, so many temptations and horrors. Wherever one sits, this is the center. Resign from navigating. Call off the search. That place is the center. Where else could I be? That place, the cessation, is bindu, is heart. Residing in this place, the labyrinth itself, will disappear. Come to see this in your own direct recognition. The only thing left to do is to be still, to remain still, to keep quiet. And don't move. And in time, you will discover the timeless. Be still. Keep quiet. And also in time, now abiding in this, movement doesn't disturb the stillness. Movement does not disturb the stillness. Sound does not offend the silence. The body can be running through the airport to make a plane, and the I isn't flustered. The mind can be calculating your plan for the day or even the year, and the I is not anxious or bothered. I never comes off the cushion, never comes out of meditation. Let's just say it this way. And me does what me does. Me says what me says. It's already this way. We just don't know it yet. No problem. Such gratitude for all of the teachers, the saints, and the sages who have gone before us. The ones seen and unseen, they're so eager to help. So eager, really, even to come play. Just waiting for an invitation. Mm. Om, om, om. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.